What are some truths men must accept sooner or later? You need to exercise. Source: I need to exercise. This is so important. As a teenager, I was very active in sports and fitness. Once I got to college, I wasn't on any teams and my exercising gradually disappeared. I'm now 41 and in the time between have struggled with a lot of mental health issues, general stress due to my job and life in general. In December of last year, I was at my heaviest ever. Sleep was terrible because of snoring. Clothes didn't fit anymore and I felt bad all around. Low confidence and nothing to feel proud of. On D17th, I decided I'd had enough. I've been working out 3-4 days a week, cut out 90s of calories from drinks. Still have cream and sugar in my coffee, no calories from drinks otherwise, and have paid attention to my portions caloric intake. No diets, just not eaten unconsciously. Since then, I have way more energy, my snoring has stopped, my mental health is significantly better, I have more confidence, old clothes fit again, etc. I've only lost 28 apiece so far, 215 and 187, 5'8", but my quality of life is so much better. For real guys, we need to exercise to be at our best. It's worth it. I only do 30, 45 men 4 days a week. It's not that hard once you get into the routines. You haven't only lost 28 easy. You've dropped 13 of your total starting weight. A feat many people dream of doing. Don't discount your hard work. Super happy for you. It's been a bit of a rough week. I can't thank you enough for your perspective and kind words. Much appreciated. I ought to tell my partner this without feeling like his mom or having to do it with him. I already work out. I don't want to come home and go for a walk just so he can get off the couch. So he's quite literally sitting down all day. When we do walk on the weekends, he'll feel it in his legs, and I'm like, yeah, because you need to move daily. Same spot with my partner. I try to lead by example, and I also do all of the cooking. I tell her how much better I feel, how easy it was after I've worked out, etc. I also do the grocery shopping 90s of the time, so if junk food isn't in the house, it's easier to avoid it. She'll get her own things, but it helps both of us to not have as much bad food around. Everyone is different, but for me, if I feel guilty from something my partner says, it demotivates me and can make me feel depressed. Same with her. So I try to keep the suggestions light. Let's not order out tonight. I'll cook and it's better for both of us. Let's go for a walk and get some fresh air. We can talk about whatever. Or I share my motivations. It's hard to see my mom with her health issues. I really want to get things under control so I don't have to deal with the same issues. Small nudges can go a long way. It takes time, but we both eat better now and she's eager to try out the exercise bike routines I've used. Once she recovered from surgery. If you're single by the time you're 30, you statistically avoided your first divorce. Damn, never thought of it like that. When's the next cutoff date? Second divorce is always easier than the first to come about, so 50. Funny, I got married at 28 while both my college roommates got married right out of college. One was divorced and the other on the way to divorce by the time I tied the knot. I will celebrate 35 years this year with my bride this year. There is tons of advantages to being more mature, more progressed in your earning potential, and just more the person they will become at age 28 versus age 22. Those 6 years are crucial to an adult's professional and personal development. My wife and I got married at age 26 and I think it helped. Nobody must love or care for you. So when you find someone who does, then treat them well. Happy day of cake. Nobody's coming to rescue you and nobody cares what you're going through. It's up to you to make a change. Yeah, 99s of men just go through life without anyone giving a shit about our mental health. We take care of ourselves. Gotta learn one way or another. Therapists care. Nothing wrong with seeking help for mental health. Don't have to do it alone. Because I pay them. Yes, and there's value in the work. That's why you pay them. I wouldn't say a therapist cares in the way we usually use the word. It's transactional. It's like how a doctor cares about getting you better. It's their job. If a therapist doesn't try to empathize with what you're going through, they won't be able to do their job. This isn't to say not to go to therapy or anything. I support therapy and am even taking steps to become one myself. But there's a difference between why your friend cares and why your therapist cares. Therapists usually go into therapy because they enjoy helping others. If it's just about a paycheck, there's other easier, less draining fields if it's all about the money. I didn't say it was all about the money, but it is transactional. By definition, they're being paid to listen to your problems. You don't have to pay friends or family to listen to your problems up. I think most therapists indeed like helping people, but they also like not living in a cardboard box. So they would like to be paid for their services. You can be right and still lose the argument. Not even limited to arguments. You can be right and still lose. You can do everything right and still lose. Captain Picard taught us that. And to that point, it's better to be happy than it is to be right. And if you don't argue to win, you can't really lose, or just don't care if you do. but maybe win some insights. It goes by fast, very fast. When someone says 20 years ago, my brain still pins that to 1980. Same, but I wasn't even born in the 20th century. Feels funny that 50 years ago was the 70s and not the 50s, 60s. Nurse here, male 47. I worked at a hospital next to a cancer center. This 80-year-old man was getting radiation and chemo for cancer. Those treatments kill your red and white blood cell counts, so sometimes people need blood transfusion. Bob needed a lot of them, so we got pretty familiar. One day, I asked how he was, and his response was my friend. Inside every 80-year-old man is an 18-year-old boy saying, "What the fuck just happened?" I think about that all the time. Ugh, yeah. My 93 grandmother told me recently, I have dreams sometimes that I'm young, and I'm riding my horse out to the other side of the farm to meet your granddaddy like we did before we were married. That would have been about 1949. I don't know if there's an afterlife, but I hope there is, and I hope that's where she's going. It doesn't matter if the circumstances are your fault or not. It's up to you to change things. Sitting in victim mode is wasting your life. Become a survivor who perseveres. Honestly, don't just survive. Learn how to deal with your personal shit and rise above. I get it's not equally easy for everyone, but statistically, it's doable for you. Every person, regardless of gender, needs this sound advice. Took the words out of my fingers. She's paid to be nice and friendly. Never fall in love with your waitress, your stripper, or the woman who plays Marilyn Monroe at Universal Studios. Some feelings don't change with time. You don't like your GF now, you probably won after marriage or a long time together. Why would anyone have a girlfriend they don't like? That's not a girlfriend, that's just some bitch who lives in your house. Well, feelings fluctuate. Sometimes she's really hot. Kids grow fast. Marriages take work. Nice guys get walked on. Alcohol is not your friend. Lying just makes it worse. The size of your dick doesn't determine your success in life. These are some wise words. I don't know about the nice guys part. You can be a nice and caring person, but not a pushover. It's about setting and keeping boundaries. I think he wasn't necessarily talking about relationships, though it has some truth to it, but being overly nice isn't always productive in many areas. Let it be work, relationships, or friendships. It's more productive than being a dick, from my experience. From mine too. As mentioned above, there's a difference between being nice, not a piece of shit human, and being a doormat. It's about setting boundaries and making sure they are respected. You can be nice to anyone, but the minute someone violates your boundaries, cut them off. You are average. You aren't special. You're not gifted. Sure, there are a few that are special, but most likely you are not. Work hard, exercise, eat right, and treat people well, and you may be at the top of average, but that's life. Sometimes I find comfort in that. If you do 1,000 good things, nobody cares. But if you make one mistake, nobody forgets. At least in America. If you don't actually like hanging out with women, you probably shouldn't get married to one. The moon isn't made of cheese. Wow, oh, there, bud. I'm a cheese mooner. You insult me. More stories on the channel. RedStore.